So welcome back to the channel, and you can see that I'm outside again, braving the hay fever, to bring this video on the MuleSoft Catalyst 5th Catalyst principle. This one is a powerful shift in mindset, and it's product thinking in architecture. So we're talking about MuleSoft, but really this does apply to architecture and mindset in general. So, like I say, the 5th Catalyst principle states that we should be practicing product thinking in addition to project delivery. Now, too often, services and APIs are treated as short-term project deliverables. But what if we saw them as long-term products that drive business value beyond a single project? And that's exactly what the Catalyst approach encourages. So, what is product thinking in architecture? Well, I've seen this, and traditionally, IT teams design APIs, automation tools, and platform services only to meet the needs of a single project. Once the project ends, these components are often forgotten, underutilized, or not utilized at all, and poorly maintained if maintained at all. So let's look at a story here to bring this point to life. Imagine a retail company's customer API. What happens? Well, a development team creates a customer API for an e-commerce project. Once the project is delivered, the API is not actively maintained or improved. Later, when the marketing team wants to launch a loyalty program, they end up building a new API from scratch, leading to duplicate effort and unnecessary costs. It's a waste of time and money. But what does that story look like when we employ product thinking? Well, the first thing that we do is think beyond the project. Who will use the API or service long term? And we can then define a roadmap for its evolution and provide ongoing support and enhancements just like a real product. So, the key point here is that if a service or API provides long-term business value, it should be managed as a product, not just a one-off project artifact. And the next question that I would expect you to ask me is, well, what makes a product? Well, for this, you have to look at the characteristics of a product. So let's do that. A product has customers. A product serves a defined audience, whether that be developers, business units, or external users. And an instance of this would be, say, a payment API that might serve internal teams for order processing and external parties for third-party transactions. A product has an agreement, and by that I mean service contracts and SLAs. And the contract has to clearly define what the product offers and the quality expectations in terms of availability, security, and scalability. So, and I like to give examples just to bring it to life. A cloud storage API should define storage limits, access controls, and uptime guarantees. Now, in addition to this, a product evolves beyond a single project, so that products are continuously improved based on feedback and business needs. And we can see this in the Google Maps API, which started as a single web-based app, but evolved into a platform supporting ride-sharing, logistics, and gaming, just to mention a few. So hopefully you can see from this that successful IT products don't just solve today's problems, they adapt and grow over time. So let's close this video with a couple of real-world examples which will hopefully increase your understanding of product thinking and show some of the major benefits to be had, along with some of the tips on how to adopt a product mindset. So hopefully everyone is familiar, at least at some level, with Amazon Cloud Services. Well, Amazon originally built APIs to support its own e-commerce operations, but instead of treating them as internal tools, they adopted a product thinking approach to them. And today, AWS services like S3, EC2 and Lambda generate billions in revenue beyond their original intention. So we can see here that APIs designed with a product mindset can unlock new business opportunities. For example, let's look at a different non-company specific use case. A company builds a CI/CD pipeline for internal development teams. Instead of keeping it project specific, they productize it, offering documentation, support and version updates. And over time, it becomes a self-service platform for all engineering teams, increasing productivity and reducing operational overhead. So you can see from this that even DevOps tools can be long-term products that drive efficiency across multiple teams. So what do we need to do to adopt a product mindset? Well, the first step is to look for APIs, platform services or automation tools that have long-term value. Every product has to have product ownership, either through specified product owners or a product team. And just a word of warning from my experience here, product ownership, that role is definitely not a project or program manager. Product owners have skills that have a different mindset completely. And finally, you need to set a roadmap and measure success by establishing release cycles, collecting user feedback and tracking adoption. So, the final key thought here is that product thinking approach should ensure that services remain valuable, scalable and maintainable long after their initial deployment. So what I hope you've taken from this video is that product thinking is greater than project thinking for APIs, platform services and automation tools. If a service has long-term business value, it should be treated as a product with customers, agreements and continuous improvements. And this approach leads to greater efficiency, lower redundancy and better business outcomes, including better returns on investment. So I hope you found that useful. Don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe and hit that button to be notified when I release new videos, and use the comments to ask questions. Let's start a discussion on product thinking, product mindset, and I look forward to answering some of those questions. So, bye for now.